On the 5th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 5 Dubai drops. Hi, everybody, and welcome back to Bakes by Vasco. I'm Michelle with 1L, and I'm glad you're here. Well, don't be intimidated by the name Dubai Drops. The cookie we're making today is a peanut butter blossom. Instead of peanut butter and milk chocolate, however, we are going to jump on the Dubai chocolate craze and use pistachio nut butter and dark chocolate kisses. Super simple, but looks very elegant on your cookie table. So what you're going to need for today is a half a cup of butter shortening, a half a cup of creamy pistachio nut butter, a half a cup of granulated sugar, plus a little extra for rolling your cookies before baking, a half a cup of packed brown sugar, a large egg at room temperature, a teaspoon of vanilla, 1 3/4 cups all-purpose flour, a half a teaspoon of baking soda, a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and about 40 dark chocolate kisses unwrapped. Now, let's get to baking. The first thing you're going to want to do, as always, is preheat your oven. Today, it's 375 degrees, and then you'll want to get your baking sheets out and prep them with parchment paper or sill mats if you prefer. Just something so they don't stick. Now, I already have my dry ingredients here, which you're going to whisk together, and that is your flour, your baking soda, and your salt, and then you just set that aside until you're ready. In my mixing bowl here, say hi, buddy, I have my shortening and both my sugars, and we're going to cream those together until they're light and fluffy. And you're also going to add your pistachio butter to cream into this mixture as well. And it's not the prettiest, but boy, does it taste good. I think I have a new favorite to go with some lingonberry jelly and a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Make sure you get all of it. So you want all the flavor. And just go till creamy. Yes, it's a weird shade of green, but that's okay. To this, we're going to add our egg. Mix that until the yellow is combined. And then go ahead and throw in your vanilla. Now, once you have a nice creamy base, scrape all of it down the sides. You add your dry ingredients. And you'll mix that on low till it's combined. All right, I mixed my dough and I realized it was still a little too crumbly, so I added the rest of the jar of pistachio butter. So what you're going to end up using is the full 6.7 ounce jar of pistachio nut butter. I have Better Goods found at Walmart, and that's what I'm using. And to that, I also added a half a teaspoon of almond extract to boost the nut flavor in the pistachio. Now we're going to mix all that together. All right, now this is ready to go. Let's tray these up and get them in the oven. All right, our dough is ready to go. What you're going to do is scoop up about a tablespoon and a half, roll it into a neat little sphere, and just roll it through that extra granulated sugar and place it on your parchment paper. You want to place these about 1 inch apart so they have room to spread. And then you just repeat the process. Got a little too much sugar. Roll it into a ball. That one's cracking because I didn't do it right. There's a little bit of a finesse to this. Roll in a ball, roll in sugar. Place on the sheet. Another ball of dough. Roll it in sugar. Place it on the sheet. And then you just repeat that process until your tray is full. While we are traying up our Dubai drops, don't forget to hit the like button And also don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss anything coming up in the remaining 12 days of Christmas. All right, our Dubai drops are ready for the oven. Center rack, and these will bake for 8 to 9 minutes or until the edges are lightly brown. I'll set mine for 8, and then we'll check them. While these are cooking, go ahead and unwrap your kisses so they are ready to go, because as soon as they come out of the oven, you will add the kiss to the very hot cookie. All right, everybody, that first tray of almost Dubai drops, the cookie part is ready to come out of the oven. Smells like Christmas. Now we're going to take these directly to the cooling rack, not wait very long to put those chocolate drops on there. All right, now we're going to take a dark chocolate drop and just push it down in the center of your warm cookies. They will blossom out, thus giving the original peanut butter blossom its name. Once again, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, because we have several more days of Christmas cookies left to show you before Santa Claus comes to town. Now, because I'm extra, and this is a Dubai drop after all, and the Dubai chocolate is supposed to have the crunch and the dark chocolate and the pistachio and gold. So I'm going to add some gold leaf to each of these. If I can get it out of here. I'll add this to these while they're cooling. So that it melts into the chocolate. This is edible, by the way. If you want your cookies a little more on the green side to reflect the pistachio, you can add maybe a drop or two of food coloring right at the end when your wet ingredients have been added. But I wouldn't recommend using too very much. You don't want them to turn out a weird shade of not very Christmas. To use the gold flakes, just real simple. Get yourself a little pair of slanted tweezers. Just grab a little piece and let it flake onto your melting chocolate. It's my first time using it. This is fun. I see him using it on baking shows and cooking competitions all the time, and never thought to do it myself until today, when I can share it with you. And there we go. We're going to transfer these onto the cooling rack, and then we'll get to the best part. All right, everybody, thanks for hanging out with me again today. I apologize for my last video. We are messing around with some new cameras and some new settings and things, and it didn't turn out quite the quality we want, but the cookies hopefully were just as good despite the bad video. We will see you next time on day 6. I am, again, Michelle with 1L, and this is Bakes by Basco. And as always, the best part of baking is the eating. That's a peanut butter blossom brought to a whole new level. Soft, chewy, pistachio-y, chocolatey, yummy. Hope you try it and tell me what you think in the comments. See you next time.